Now we're going to start with the colored side up, and we'll be folding a complete 8x8 grid. So we're going to start with these horizontals, and we're going to divide it into 8 equal parts. So we'll bring this bottom edge up to the top edge. Just make sure it lines up all the way across, and then you can crease it down. And then unfold. Now we'll divide each of these sections in half, so we'll bring the bottom edge into that center crease. Now bring the top edge into that same center crease. Now unfold both of those. And then turn the paper over right to left. Now we're going to divide each of these sections in half. So bring this bottom edge into this first horizontal crease. Now we're going to be pleating these creases all the way up. So we'll take this first crease that's underneath the raw edge and form that into a mountain fold. And then bring that fold up to the next crease. And then repeat that again, so form the next mountain fold and bring it up to the next crease. And then do that one more time, bringing this next mountain fold up to the raw edge on the top. Now you can unfold all of that with the colored side up. And you should have 8 divisions. Now rotate 90 degrees, and we'll repeat all of those steps right here. So we'll valley fold in half. And then unfold and divide each of these sections in half. And then unfold both of those. And then turn it over right to left. And pleat this all the way up. Now you can unfold all of that with the white side up. Next we're going to make some diagonal creases. I'm going to draw them in first, and then I'll show you how to fold them. So we'll start with this one all the way on the right. We're going to bring this bottom edge over to the right edge. And then we'll start the crease from the bottom right corner, and then we're going to fold in just 2 grid lines. Just to right there. And then unfold. Next we'll bring the right half of the bottom edge into the center vertical crease. We're going to fold in just 2 grid lines. Just to right there. And unfold. Now we'll bring the left half of the bottom edge into that center vertical crease. Now we'll fold it in 3 grid lines. Then unfold. Now for this last diagonal, we're going to take the top of the left edge and bring it into this crease that's running across. It's the second crease up. And then we're just creasing this 1 grid line. And then unfold. Now we should have all 4 of these creases in place. Next we're going to divide this section in half, so between these 2 creases. So we'll start by taking the 4th crease up, it's actually the center crease, and we're going to form that into a mountain fold. Then we're going to take that new edge and we're going to bring it up to the crease just above it. And then crease the paper underneath. And then unfold. Next, we're going to swing this edge down along that valley fold that we just made. Then valley fold in half, bringing the left edge over to the right edge. Now we're going to make a small crease up here. We're going to take this edge and bring it over to lie along this crease that runs across. And then unfold. Now unfold all the way. Now we should have creases that form a small diamond right here. I'm going to draw those in. Now we want each edge of that diamond to be a mountain fold, but 2 of those creases are actually valley folds. So to make sure they're each mountain folds, we'll just make a small pinch right along the edge of each of those creases. So each edge of that diamond, just pinch it into a mountain fold. Now we just need 2 more creases. We're going to be forming a small mountain fold that runs from this point out to this point. So to do that, we're just going to make a small pinch in between those 2 points. So start at one of the intersections and then just pinch it over to the other intersection. Now we should have this crease. Then we'll do the same thing on this side from this intersection to this intersection. Now we're going to start to collapse all these creases, so we're going to pleat all of these folds across again. So start with this valley fold, and then mountain, valley, mountain, valley, mountain, valley. And then pick it up with the colored side up, and then all of our long diagonals should be on the bottom. We're going to look over on the left side here. We're going to be forming an Elias stretch with these diagonals. So start by pinching the diagonal that runs out to the corner, and then pinch the diagonal that goes towards the center. Then we're going to connect these 2 points with this crease that runs across, forming that into a mountain fold. And then the rest of these diagonals will turn into valley folds as we collapse everything. So just close these creases back up and then push on the bottom here. And then it should look like that. Now we'll look at the right side. We're going to start by forming this diagonal that runs down to the center. Then we're going to extend this mountain fold all the way out to the right side. And then this part of the diagonal should be a valley fold. And then we're going to form these 2 as mountain folds. And as we form those, we're going to close up the rest of the creases. And it should all lie flat. Next, take this long flap and swing it all the way down. And then crease it right at the base. Now it should swing freely, but we do need to keep that folded all the way up. Next, bring this next point and swing that up. And then look at it like this. And you'll see this crease, we're going to be folding a valley fold just below this crease. It's going to be 1/4 of the way between this crease and this crease. So I'll show you what that looks like. So it should look about like that. Next, we'll swing this point up, making a valley fold right along the crease that's underneath. Now turn it over. We're going to do similar steps on this side. So we're going to make a valley fold just above this crease. It'll be a quarter of the way between this crease and this crease. And then swing the point down along the crease that's underneath. And then if we look at this little square flap up top, we're going to swing this edge down about a quarter of the way or a third of the way. It's done to taste, but just fold it down about that much. We're just forming some hair and keeping everything together. Then we can start to swing these flaps out a little bit into near their final positions. Next, we're going to work with this long flap. We're going to turn the whole thing over, and we're going to grab the base of that long flap near the head and the body. Now for this next step, we're going to be using that little diamond that we made, as well as these 3 creases that are near each other. So if you look at this center edge, you should have 5 edges here. Follow the one that's right in the center all the way until you get to the diamond. Then once you find your little diamond, press right in the center, and it should sort of pop through to the other side and form a couple of those creases. Once that happens, you're going to grab the rest of those edges and begin to close them up. As you do this, we're going to push our hands together. That should form 2 little flaps. Now bring those flaps over to the right and press that all down firmly. Now turn it over. Now we're going to take this top little flap and we're going to fold it in half. And do the same thing on the bottom. You can open those out a little bit. Next, we're going to form this rock. So it's going to use these 2 diagonal creases that we made. So if you notice this crease that's running vertically, we're going to form that into a mountain fold right at the edge of those diagonals. So it should pop through, and it's only going to be 2 grid lengths long, and it should connect the ends of these 2 diagonals that we had. And then we'll just close the rest of this flap up. Just like that. Now I'm going to show you from the back so you can see those diagonals that formed. Turn it back over. And now we can just press these sides together. It can help if you just pinch this part a little bit and do the same on the bottom. Just pinch that edge just so it keeps its shape a little better. Same here. If you just grab this point and then you can swing the rock around in both directions, that'll just make it a little tighter. And now we just need to make sure each of the flaps are in the right position. So make sure the head is sticking straight up and the legs should be in this kneeling position. And then it should be able to stand up on its own. Might need to move things around just a little bit to make it work. Thank you all so much for folding. I hope yours looks great. Now you can go check out the other videos and fold all 4. Then if you want, you can tag me on Instagram and I can share your folds on my story. Plus, I'd just love to see what you were able to create. Also, I have another model I designed a few years ago that I'm currently redesigning so I can teach it on this channel. It's a firebender and a waterbender folded from the same square. I really like this one and I'm excited to teach it on here, so click subscribe so you can find out when I release that video. But thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.